Good evening, everyone. My name is Heather, and I am inviting you to join me on your mat for the next 30 minutes as I guide you through a moving meditation this evening. A place where you can find some peace and find some solace and restore yourself in such a way that you hopefully can have a more restful evening and a night of sleep and a renewed sense of self for the week ahead. I have 8 different yoga poses that we are going to move through together over the next 30 minutes. We'll be holding those poses for a longer period of time. I have 8 intentions, 8 mindful intentions to share with you as we move through those poses. And much of our time together this evening will be in silence as we move through those poses and as I share with you an intention to be mindful of as we hold each of those movements together. I'd like to start an easy seat. So if you would, come to a nice comfortable position on your floor, on your mat, and we will begin our practice together. So if you would, in easy seat, I invite you to bring your hands to your knees. You can have your palms face down. You can have your palms face up. And if you would, just begin to find yourself here in this moment by closing your eyes. Finding some presence. And now let's begin to just settle into this space together, allowing those sit bones to just rest where they are on the floor. Staying seated nice and tall, but not allowing any constriction. Keeping those elbows in, letting those shoulders hang heavy. Taking a moment to invite our presence here on the mat by focusing on our breath. Allowing those inhales and exhales to happen naturally. Again, no constriction. A couple silent breaths here together. Acknowledging any thoughts that may cross into your mind. And then just simply blessing and releasing them and returning back to your breath. And as we prepare to move into our first pose, I would like to also invite you to, for the next 30 minutes, acknowledge those thoughts that do cross your mind. Acknowledge them, give grace to them, and then just tuck them aside and again return to that breath. One more inhale and exhale. And then opening those eyes for a moment if they were closed. And I invite you to go to an area in your space where there is a wall. We are going to begin our first move with legs up the wall. So if you would, come onto your back, and you're simply going to do exactly what that pose says. You're going to lie on your back, and you're going to place both legs up on the wall. You can have your sit bones directly up against the wall, or you can have them a little bit away, but keeping those legs nice and straight, legs up the wall. I invite you now to bring your arms by your side, placing those palms up toward the ceiling to receive this first intention that I'm going to share with you. I'd like you to close your eyes. Find that relaxed space right here. We're going to stay in this leg up the wall pose for a couple of minutes here. And the intention I would like to share with you, I choose. And for the next 2 minutes, I invite you to stay here in this nice static hold, repeating those 2 words in your mind, I choose. And you may reflect on those 2 words. What do you choose for you in this moment? What do you choose for you in the week ahead? And now for the next 2 minutes, led only by your inhales and exhales and your thoughts, I choose. As we prepare to move into our next pose, I invite you to once more reflect on I choose with a nice strong inhale and exhale. And now slowly coming out of this position, bringing the legs down, I invite you again to return to a seated position on your mat. And our next pose is going to be a variation of butterfly. Now for butterfly pose, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. You can choose to stay in this nice seated butterfly position, keeping those legs open as you find a nice comfortable position here with those sit bones grounded on the mat. You can keep those hands by your feet, you can bring them to your knees, you can place them at your side. If you like, I'm going to move into a reclined butterfly position. So keeping those legs together, for that reclined position, I'm going to slowly bring it down to my back. And I'm going to place one hand on my belly and one hand on my heart. So finding the butterfly pose that you would like to practice with for the next 2 minutes. find your sense of relaxation, find your focus, close your eyes. And as you mindfully take each inhale and exhale, for the next 2 minutes, I would like you to reflect on the intention, I feel. How do you feel at this moment? How have you felt over the past week? And what feelings will you choose to feel in the week ahead? Inhale. Exhale. For the next 2 minutes, I feel. Inhale. Exhale. One last time, reflecting on I feel. And opening those eyes. If you have been reclined in your butterfly, slowly bring yourself back up to that seated position, finding a nice comfortable spot, preparing to move into our third pose this evening, Happy Baby. So I invite you to slowly come down onto your back. Bringing those legs up, grabbing onto the outside of your feet, keeping your lower back flat, head stays on the floor. You can stay in this nice controlled Happy Baby, or you can begin to rock back and forth. I invite you again to close your eyes. And as we stay here in Happy Baby, our intention of focus, I let go of. as you inhale and exhale for these 2 minutes, what do you let go of from the day? What do you give yourself permission to let go of from the week? What do you choose to let go of so that you can allow more space for the things you want in the week ahead? Inhale. Exhale. I let go of. I let go of. Inhale. Exhale. Releasing the hands from the feet. Pulling those knees in toward the chest. Crossing those arms over those knees, giving yourself a little hug. And then releasing those feet to the floor, slowly rising and returning to your seated position. Preparing to move into our next pose. I invite you to come to a nice wide child's pose, bringing those feet together. Let's bring those knees out nice and wide. And then keeping the hips on those heels, begin to walk those hands out. Slowly bringing that forehead down to the mat. Allowing that chest to pull toward the earth. Pulling the shoulders down. Keeping the arms stretched outward. Fingertips reaching toward the front. Reaching toward the future with faith, with trust. Inhale. Exhale. And as we hold this child's pose, I invite you to reflect on the intention, I am thankful. Despite the hardships many of us have faced this week, despite the fears and anxiety that may have filled your day, what can you find? What can you choose to be thankful for in this moment? I am thankful for. I invite you to turn your palms upright. To receive what the week ahead has in store for you. With a mindful, open heart. With gratitude. Begin to rock your forehead back and forth. Hold on to your intention. I am thankful for. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I am thankful for. Inhale. And one final exhale. And then slowly push yourself up, returning to your seated position. Staying here for a moment before we transition into our next move. Bringing those hands to your knees. Allowing your eyes to close gently. Returning to your focused breath. Inhale. Exhale. exhale. Inhale. And exhale. I invite you now to open those eyes. Returning to that wide child's pose we were just in, bringing those feet together and those knees nice and open, sitting back on those heels. We're now going to add in a shoulder stretch to that wide child's pose. So I'd like you to stretch out that left arm, bringing that right arm underneath the left, pressing that right ear to the floor, keeping the hips on the heels, pressing into that right shoulder, pressing that right ear to the mat, keeping that left arm extended long, gently closing the eyes. Focusing on the intention, I can give. What can you give to yourself? What can you give to others? In the moments and days ahead, I can give. I can give. Taking a moment to swap out those arms. Let's release that right arm from under the left, outstretching the right arm. Now taking the left arm underneath the right, pressing that left ear to the floor, rolling onto that left shoulder, keeping the right arm stretched long, allowing those eyes to gently close, returning to your breath, returning to the intention, I can give. I can give. Inhale. Exhale. Bringing the left arm out now to meet the right. Slowly walking those hands back. Bringing those knees together. Stand in this nice seated posture. Bringing those hands to your knees. Sitting up nice and tall, closing the eyes. On your next inhale, beginning to walk those hands out toward the front of your mat as you separate those knees hip-width apart and bringing that chest down to the floor. Puppy pose. Keeping the palms flat, hands and elbows shoulder-width apart. Keeping the chin on the mat, or choosing to place the forehead down on the floor. Keeping the top of your feet flat, hips over the knees, shoulders pulled down. Focusing on your breath. Inhale. Exhale. And with every inhale and exhale, focusing now on the intention, I am worthy of. I am worthy of. I am worthy of. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly walking those hands back as you lift that head. We're going to move right into our next pose, drawing the right knee in through to heart center, extending the left leg back, bringing the forearms down, falling now into pigeon. Walking that right foot forward, bringing that forehead down to the floor, squaring off those hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inviting you now to focus on the intention, I am free from. I am free from. I am free from. Taking a moment to swap out those legs, bringing those arms nice and straight, swapping out the right knee for the left, walking the right leg back, slowly returning back to your forearms, returning to your breath, and returning to your intention. I am free from. I am free from. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly lifting your chest off the mat. Rolling onto your left side, bringing that right leg forward. Bringing both legs forward now. And we're going to fall down onto our mat into a final Savasana before we come to our final seated position to bring our practice to a close. Slowly lying down on your mat. I invite you to bring one hand to your belly, the other to your chest, allowing yourself to melt into the floor. Closing your eyes. And with each inhale and exhale, focusing on the intention, I can breathe. Your power is in your breath. No matter the moment, the situation, I can breathe. I can breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And slowly coming out of Savasana, returning to your seated position. Returning to a comfortable space. Bringing those hands to your knees. I again invite you to close your eyes. And as we bring our practice to a close, I'm going to lead you through focused inhales and exhales, repeating once more the 8 intentions that I shared with you this evening. Inhale, exhale, I choose. Inhale, exhale, I feel. Inhale, exhale, I let go of. Inhale, exhale, I am thankful for. Inhale, exhale, I can give. Inhale, exhale, I am worthy of. Inhale, exhale, I am free from. Inhale, exhale, I can breathe. Keeping those eyes closed, it is my hope that you and your heart and your soul are in a more peaceful presence to carry you through the rest of your evening into restful sleep and into the week ahead. Challenges may come, fears and anxiety may come as well. But just as you did here, I invite you to acknowledge them with an inhale, and then let them free with an exhale. I invite you to open those eyes if they've been closed, bringing those hands to heart center, namaskar, bringing that chin to the chest, allowing gratitude to fill your heart for all that you are and all that you will be in the days ahead. As always, the light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for joining me in this mindful meditation on this Sunday evening. Namaste.